Welcome back, y'all. I am back with another solo episode of the Watch Us Thrive podcast. This is your girl, Lianne, creator and host, podcaster, speaker, domestic violence advocate, and I'm so excited to be back. I told myself for this next season, in season 3, going to do things a little bit differently, and that means more solo episodes, going back to basics on how this all started. I have an idea for a solo episode, so here we are. Before we get into today's topic, I did want to give a little update, especially for people who've been following me on social media. 2024 wants to tussle with me. 2024 got some beef with me, and I don't know what the fuck is going on. Let me give a little bit of a context backstory. My right shoulder was completely fucked. I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning out of my sleep in excruciating pain. It literally felt like my shoulder was out of the socket. And it came out of nowhere. It's not like I fought somebody, I slept weird, I'm working out again and I pulled a muscle, nothing like that. But it just came out of nowhere. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? And if some of you guys remember, either the first or the second day of 2024, I caught strep throat. I was down and out. Like it was bad, like real bad. I'm just like, what the fuck is happening to my body? Like, why are all these things just one after another? I said yesterday, it's like, if it's not one thing, it's another thing. Like, what the fuck is going on? Long story short, I have calcification in my rotator cuffs. I actually have 2 injured shoulders. My left shoulder has been for years, and it's kind of the same thing. So the official diagnosis after seeing a doctor and getting x-rays was tendinitis, which means the tendons in my rotator cuff became inflamed to the point that your girl was in a sling. Like it was very ghetto. 0 stars. Do not recommend. I was feeling really shitty yesterday. The dark thoughts were coming out. The feelings of I'm trying to better myself, but life just always has to fucking life. And I caught myself slipping. And I gave myself a day. I said, you know what? Yesterday is the day that I'm going to sulk. I'm going to feel sorry for myself. I'm going to be sad. I'm going to have this victim mentality, if you will. But tomorrow, it's a brand new day. And I feel fucking amazing. Let me just put that out there. Shout out to Western medicine. Shout out to steroids. I'm taking oral prednisone, which really calms down inflammation in the body, especially for people who do have arthritis. Hi, 35 years old, and I have arthritis in both of my knees. And I have 2 fucked up shoulders, so we're just winning out here. But, I allowed myself to feel like shit yesterday, but I did not allow myself to stay in that victim mentality, that sad, angry mindset. I pushed through. It's a complete 180 today. Your girl went to the gym and fucking killed it. We're going to pull back a little bit when it comes to upper body working out until I do go see my orthopedic doctor in a few days just to figure out what's going to be a long-term solution to fix this chronic problem, because I can't be on steroids forever. That's not good for the body. But we pushed through and I did fucking amazing with my workout. I feel incredible. The natural high that you get from working out, the endorphins, the serotonin, the feel-good hormones, y'all. I'm not going to speak for anyone else, but I know for me, when it comes to having my mental health in check, exercise, exercise, exercise. Moving your body has so many incredible benefits for your fucking mental. Like I said in the opening episode of season 3, December was a really, really rough month for me. I was really struggling with my depression. And a huge part of it was that I stopped taking care of myself physically. I stopped going to the gym for 6 or 7 weeks. And I have come to realize that I need to move my body in order for me to feel mentally sane. It can get really dark really quickly, especially for me because I do suffer from anxiety and depression and post-traumatic stress disorder. So your girl's mental health is not the greatest. So I need to do things in order to make sure I don't go down that dark rabbit hole. One lifes because it's always going to life. So I share that with you guys just as a little message of when shit hits the fan in 2024, 2025 and beyond, however long you're here, make sure you have some sort of tools in your toolkit that will help you come out of the darkness a little bit more quickly. For me, again, it's exercise. For you, it can be journaling. Journaling is so therapeutic. We hear about it a lot in the personal development world. Oh yeah, journal, get out your thoughts. And journaling can look very different for many people. This right here, what I'm doing, recording a podcast episode, is my form of journaling. I'm a great writer, but I feel like I'm a better speaker. And it takes too long for me to write shit out. I don't have time for that. I can say what the fuck I want to say, plug up my mic, and be on my merry way. So this is just a reminder for anyone who may be struggling if 2024 is not off to the greatest for you. Find some sort of way to help you battle those tough moments that are going to show up for all of us in one way, shape, or form. So we're feeling great. And I said, you know what? I just came home from the gym. I haven't showered. We have the natural glow with the, sweaty face and all that. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to record a podcast episode for the people. So now let's get into today's topic. So if you guys are OGs and you've been around since the beginning, shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here. Please, y'all, I'm going to say it over and over, especially if you're a podcaster, if you know, you know. Leave a rating and review, especially if you're listening on Apple Podcasts. That's the way that the algorithm can find us indie podcasters who are doing it on our own, who are trying to make a name for ourselves, who are trying to grow and expand. When you guys show us in those specific spaces that you're loving the content, a specific episode spoke to you, let us know. Write that shit out. It literally takes like 30 seconds. You don't need to write a whole paragraph. Even if you do, please do. And make sure it's 5 stars, because if you're a fucking hater, get the fuck out of here. But leave a rating and review. Let me know what you think about the show. And please, y'all, share this podcast with anyone that you know. This is a safe space. This is an honest space. We have real ass conversations. And this is a global legacy that I'm trying to build, that I am not trying. Oop, I caught myself. That I am building. And the more people know about it, the more people we can serve. So leave a rating and review. I'm going to leave the information in the show notes, in the description box if you're watching on YouTube. Hey, YouTube. Love you guys so much. All right. Now, enough of the housekeeping chitter chatter, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of this episode. This is called, the episode title, Learn How to Heal Alone. Let me explain. The wonderful, I can't even fucking say the word wonderful. Why can't I say the fucking word wonderful? The wonderful world of TikTok. My For You page. It's amazing. That's how I really got started in the beginning of season 1. Solo episodes. I would just scroll my For You page for inspiration and content ideas of what I want to talk about. And I've really gotten back to that. And I came across a video, I think it was either yesterday or the day before, that really, really spoke to me. And I want to elaborate a little bit more. But first, we're going to play the full audio. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, I will link the actual video so you can check it out. But this really hits home for me. And I know that someone out there can also receive the message that I'm about to drop to y'all. Let's play the audio/video and then let's get into it. Oh, and just for context, the original the original person who posted this, her name is Ashley Taylor Maland on TikTok, and I will link her profile in the show notes. Always give original people who post stuff credit. Don't be one of those people that like you just take it and you don't give the actual flowers to the person who created it. That's ghetto. Don't do that. Okay, let's play the audio.
One of the hardest things you will ever do is heal alone. And when I say heal alone, what I mean is healing without using other people to fill the void that you feel. To heal without dating people when you know you're not ready, to heal without going out every weekend, to meet someone, to meet other people, to have a good time, to distract yourself, to fill up your schedule with a million things so that you cannot sit in your grief and think about it. Healing on your own will be one of the hardest things you will ever do. It will force you to sit in your grief and feel it. And it is an awful feeling. It's an awful, awful feeling. But it will heal you inside and out. It will heal you. And it's not fair to use other people to fill this space that they can't fill. They can't. It's not fair to do that. It is your work. It is up to you to become whole on your own, because you will never be able to show up truly, authentically in a relationship or a connection with another person until you become whole on your own, or at least are in the process of becoming whole on your own. Heal alone. Heal alone through therapy, journaling, sitting in your pain, self-awareness, affirmations, manifestation, prayer, meditation, exercise, whatever it takes. Do it on your own. And I promise you will reap the rewards.
Whoa, right? When I first came across that and I really listened to the message, sidebar, I really wish content creators would lower the background music just a little bit, because it kind of got distracting towards the end, that it was like getting louder and louder. But back to the actual message, that spoke to me so hard. Like, I was like, oh my God, that is the season that I've been in for going on 3 years. So, for people who are meeting me for the first time or listening to this episode and you have no idea about me and what I've gone through, I am a domestic violence survivor. Like I said in the beginning, I'm an advocate as well. I was in a very abusive relationship during COVID-19 pandemic 2020 into 2021. And I almost lost my life at the hands of my abusive ex-partner, who is now in prison for what he did to me. Thank God. Thinking back to the old Lianne that I used to be, even prior to meeting my ex-boyfriend, I was the type of person who would bounce from one relationship to another and who loathed at the thought of being alone, of not having a significant partner in my life. And it terrified me. It made my skin crawl to think that, oh my God, I don't have someone in my life. Being the woman that I am now, going through the healing that I've done, I feel so sorry for the old version of me who didn't love herself and didn't know what it was to have a solid relationship with herself. Since that relationship ended in March of 2021, I have been completely single, 100% celibate, not dating, and really just focusing on me for the first time in my life. And I have shared this before several times in other podcast episodes. This is the first time in my adult life that I have been single with no distractions in my life. Nothing, no dating, no situationships, no hoe phase, no nothing, nothing, absolutely nothing. I've been so committed to healing the wounds that were fucking bleeding profusely and infected and just unattended to for so long. I really had to look in the mirror after my last relationship ended, where I did almost lose my life, to be like, what the fuck is going on? What is going on within me that I'm attracting this type of same toxicity in my life? And again, if you've been around for a while and you've listened to my earlier episodes, I've talked a lot about really toxic, abusive, shitty relationships that I've been in and that I've also put myself in, because I'm so big on taking accountability. And I did play a role in my own suffering in those relationships. This is the first time in my life that I'm like, hold the fuck up. something has to give, something needs to change, because we can't keep repeating this same vicious toxic cycle of bouncing from one person to another and not really looking in the mirror and sitting in our shit and reflecting on why did I feel like it was okay to be with someone who put their hands on me in a way to harm me? Why did I feel like it was okay to stay in a relationship where the person spoke to me like I was the scum of the fucking earth? You know, why was I okay to stay in a relationship with someone who disrespected me by continuously cheating on me and me knowing about it and being like, you know what? I'm just going to deal with it. You know, and I think that's something that, especially us as women who are the habitual relationship people, that's me. I love love. I've always had some sort of significant other in my life since I started dating at 14 years old. I'm 35 now. My last relationship ended when I was 32. So you do the math. Math is not my strong suit, but it's been pretty much my entire teenage into adult life that I have not been alone. And I just got sick and tired of fucking feeling the way that I was feeling. I got sick and tired of my own shit. And I had to take responsibility over my own life and be like, we have to do something different, because what has come from what I've done up until this point, it's not working out. So I think it's really important, if you find yourself to be in a toxic relationship, an abusive relationship, a situationship that's not what you want it to be. I think it's important for you to take a step back and reflect and be like, I don't want to fucking do this anymore. And I want to do something different. And give yourself that permission to be like, no, I'm going to put myself first this time. And I'm not going to continue dealing with the disrespect that comes from this relationship. And I'm also going to take accountability and be like, you know what? I did play a role in this relationship not working out the way that I wanted to. I need to take some sort of responsibility of justifying the bullshit that I'm choosing to deal with. It's an uncomfortable feeling to really look in the mirror and sit in your shit, like she said in the video. But once you face those quote unquote inner demons that all of us have in one way, shape, or form, and you really confront your inner shadows, the dark parts of you that you don't want the world to see, once you really go within and start questioning and start feeling and start not running away from the darkness, eventually you're going to come out on the other side and you're going to have that compassion and that grace for the person that you used to be. But you have to get to that point. And for me, it took for me to almost lose my life in order for me to get to that point. If you're in this repeated cycle of just bullshit after bullshit of toxic, you're just sick and tired, like, stop. You don't need to get on the dating apps and find someone else to fill the void, because that's what I did. I was in a 9-year long relationship that completely broke my heart. Got right on the dating apps after that relationship ended for a whole year. And then that's how I found my ex boyfriend. I did not take the time to heal in between that 9-year long relationship. I didn't do anything differently. I didn't sit in my shit. I didn't feel the feelings. I didn't want to feel that heartbreak. I didn't want to feel that pain. I didn't want to feel that sadness, that anger, all of those negative feelings that really can consume you. I said, fuck that. I don't want to deal with this shit. I actually ran away. I went to a completely new state and wanted to start over, but I didn't really do it in the way that was going to allow me to grow and elevate into a new woman that I would have been proud of. I wanted to escape and I wanted to pretend like this pain wasn't there. And I truly believe now, being on my healing journey, that it's because I didn't take the time to heal my inner wounds, my pain, my hurt. And that's why I attracted another toxic partner, which was my last relationship. So I really want this to hit home for anyone who may have been or may be in a similar situation that I was. Baby girl, because my audience is predominantly women, I'm gonna need for you to start loving on you. I'm gonna need for you to start feeling your shit. I'm gonna need for you to stop smoking it away, drinking it away, partying it away, having all these anger feelings and not really dealing with it, because that's another coping mechanism. We get so angry that we don't want to deal with our feelings and we just lash out. Like, I need for you to really start doing the inner work and the inner healing. And there is one thing that I do want to say about this particular topic that she said: heal on your own. Yes, to a certain extent, but the support system that you need in your life, especially when you're coming out of a breakup or a really fucked up relationship, y'all, you don't have to do that work by yourself. When I came back to my home state after being in that toxic relationship that almost ended my life, the amount of trauma that I experienced, I knew I could not heal from it on my own. Like, there was no way. The traumatic shit that I went through was bigger than me that I would be able to handle on my own. So I asked for help. I reached out and I started working with professionals who really were able to help me sit in those uncomfortable feelings and help me answer those uncomfortable questions that I left alone for so long. I went to therapy, individual and group therapy. I worked with life coaches. I journaled. I cried. I started this podcast and I leaned on community. And that's how I've been able to build such a beautiful following with the people who listen to this podcast regularly and really feel seen and heard with my stories and the stories of others that I share. So I really think, yes, it's important. You got to do the inner work, right? No one else can do that for you. But it is so imperative for you to not feel like you need to take this on by yourself. And it is okay to not be okay. And it is okay for you to ask for help. There's so many resources out there, especially for my domestic violence victims and survivors. You have to use your voice and you have to speak up and say, I'm fucked up. I don't know what to do. I'm broken, because I felt all those feelings in the beginning. And I knew that I needed a support system. And thank God for my family. Thank God for my immediate family and for a few really good friends who were there for me when I couldn't even. Oh man, I just think back to how it was for me when I came back home in 2021. And I'm telling you, I was fucking broken. But it was when I spoke up and I said, I need help. Like, I just thinking about who I was. And I didn't even know I was gonna get emotional because I talk about this shit all the time, but just thinking about who I was compared to who I am now. Like, I am so proud. I'm so proud of the woman that I have become from the scariest thing that I've ever gone through. Oh, I didn't know this was gonna happen. Like, when I really sit back and think about that night that he almost killed me, like, I could not be here. And the fact that I'm here is for a reason. And I want people to know, whatever shit you're going through, I know it feels like you cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel. You feel like there's no way out. You feel like this is it. Because I felt all those feelings. But I promise you, yo, I fucking promise you, there's such a beautiful life that you can live once you put yourself first. And I want that for every single woman who feels like there's no way out, because there is. And I'm a living testament to that. So many incredible women that have come on my podcast to share their own survivor stories, whether it's domestic violence or some other form of trauma. Like, let us be the light for you to know you can. Like, it's so important for you to fucking love on yourself. And that's what I have learned on my journey of healing on my own. I'm learning to fall in love with myself and actually like the person, actually love the person that I'm becoming. And yes, there are moments that I do struggle with my mental health, like I talked about in the beginning. There are moments that I still deal with my PTSD and triggers and flashbacks and feelings of like, oh my God, thinking about what I went through, but I'm able to bounce back a lot quicker now. And it's because I've taken the time to do the work. And it's possible, it is so possible for you to heal. I want that for you. I want every single one of you who are struggling right now to know that you can make it out. It's not easy. You see, you guys saw right here, there's still emotions that are there, but I just want you to start loving on you, babe. Start working on the relationship that you have with yourself and stop letting somebody's dusty ass son or crusty ass daughter stress you the fuck out. Because we don't have time for the bullshit in 2024. Okay, the bad bitch is coming back. I mean, she's always a bad bitch, even with the tears and emotions. But yeah, man. Ooh, I did not know this was gonna happen. But this was a really good release because I haven't cried about it in a minute. I really have not cried about it in a minute. But I love that for me. I love that for me because it's showing me how much I'm growing, how much I've grown, and I'm continuing to grow. And you got this, okay? Jesus. Let me take a sip of water. So, that's that on motherfucking that. Like I said in the opening episode of season 3, I have a couple new segments that I'm adding to my solo episodes. So the first one, since the emotions are flowing and I got all of that shit out, we're going to do the chakra wisdom cards to see what I pull after having this powerful conversation, this healing conversation with myself. What does God, spirit, universe, whatever you believe in, I believe in God. What is the affirmation to leave the people with today after this beautiful conversation? Let's see which one is speaking to my spirit and my soul. Okay, so I pulled the 4th chakra, which is your heart chakra. Radiate warmth and sincerity. I am open to sharing, accepting, communicating, and connecting with others as I focus on this moment, not the past or the future. A smile, a kind hearted way of speaking, or a hug goes a long way towards uplifting others. I offer care and support where I can without rescuing. I nurture and respect my relationships. So you guys can see on YouTube. Wow. Okay, God, I see you. You in the room right now. Wow, that's powerful. I offer my love and support to anyone who is struggling, who is feeling all the feels like I've been feeling. Lean on community, speak up, ask for help. You don't have to take on this shit by yourself, y'all. Wow, that was powerful. Okay, final segment. I know I called it on the first solo episode, I Need Advice Corner, but I didn't like that. That was kind of whack. So I had a shower thought the other day and I was like, let's call this Reddit segment Be Fucking For Real Corner. I like that. Let's BFFR. Be Fucking For Real Corner. And if you're listening for the first time, I'm recently come across Reddit. The shit that y'all be writing on there is insane, but there's a lot of relationship things that people put out there, and I want to give my piece of advice to a specific scenario that I read. So let's see what we're going to advise today. Okay, so this one is going to be a man writing in needing advice. So the title is I, 29 male, found out on Christmas Day that my wife, 30 female, slept with someone unprotected and never told me about it. The text message that he sent gave it all away. This one is a little long. Bear with me. And if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to have it on the screen so you can read along with me. Let's get into it. I desperately need advice. In the past, I was the one that committed infidelity just for some pretext. My wife and I came a long way, even being separated for almost a year, but we came to a point where we wanted to make our relationship work for our almost 2-year-old son. During our separation, she slept with 4 men in the span of 2 weeks, one of those being unprotected. Ooh. This was tough for me to get over, but because of the love I had for her and me wanting my family, I found a way to look past all of that. During our separation, I was with other people. It was 2 people that she knows about, and she forgave me for it. There's some typos in here, so bear with me. Our separation lasted about a year and ended around August of this year. About 3 weeks ago, my wife calls me and says that she went to get a checkup. It turns out that she has chlamydia. I didn't sleep with anyone unprotected, but she did. This was tough to hear, but I decided to go ahead and take the necessary treatment and still continue to live with her and try to work past this. Well, on Christmas Day, I ended up seeing a text message on her phone saying that this person was thinking about her. After questioning her and actually calling this person on FaceTime and seeing their face because they thought it would be her on the phone, it turns out that she slept with one of the people that she had unprotected sex with during our separation again about 2 months ago and never told me. She is bugging. Hold on, it gets better. This is also more than likely the person that she got the STD from and gave it to me. I found all of this out on Christmas Day while my son was opening his gifts. I'm stuck because to this point, we have gotten through so much together. Now she's saying that because of a big fight that we had during that time, that is why she decided to have sex with this person after they reached out to her. Now, keep in mind that we already told each other that we will block and delete everyone from that time of separation in our past. But somehow they found a way to get connected. She is very apologetic. I can never say this fucking word. Apologetic. And saying that she wouldn't have done it if we were going through good times and we didn't have that big argument. Okay, that's gaslighting. But anyway, she also tried to bring up my infidelity in the past as justification to not take accountability for this incident. The truth is, if she didn't tell me about the STD and if I didn't find out about this text, I would have never known. I am thinking that we still have been married during this entire time. God. After all of the heartbreak we went through, you still decided to have sex with this man, knowing what the consequences would be. There was no care for my health, no care for the health of our son. Your son has... Never mind. You just let him have sex with you unprotected. I need some advice. As a person who was once the one that was caught cheating in the past, just talking on dating apps, is it time to just call this marriage quits and look forward to the healing process? Or does she deserve another chance after giving me an STD after cheating? Whoa. Too long, didn't read. If you tuned out, let me just give you the little snippet. I found out through a text message on Christmas that my wife had unprotected sex with a man and lied about it, where she got the STD from. She made it seem as if she got it during our separation, but actually she slept with the man after we had a fight about 2 months ago and gave me an STD. I'm going through so much emotions. I'm stuck between wanting to be done, but she wants a chance to make what's left of this marriage work. Hang it up, flat screen. Be fucking for real, bro. BFFR. Yo, actually, I'm posting a reel today. I have this series that I'm doing on my Instagram. Follow me at Watch Us Thrive Podcast. And it's talking about things that I will no longer tolerate in my future relationships, being on my healing journey and dealing with very toxic and or abusive relationships in my past. And one thing that I dealt with in every single serious relationship that I've had 3 in my life total of someone that I was in love with. In love. That's another conversation for another day. But the other person always cheated on me. And I was the type of person who would stay. I was the type of person who would justify the cheating, who would try to make it work, who would try to look past it or pretend it didn't happen. And that just never worked out. So for me, a hard no, do not cross go, do not collect $200, go directly to motherfucking jail is If the next person that I'm in a relationship with cheats on me, I'm done. You have one fucking time to play with me, and that's it. I'm never gonna be the type of person that I used to be to stay because I just know myself. Once that trust is gone, speaking for me, because I know there's people out there who are able to move past the infidelity, shout out to you. It's a no for me, dog. Absolutely not. They are both wrong in this situation, this wild fucking situation. He cheated on her at first. She probably never got over it. A lot of us, especially women, don't because the trust was broken. I don't believe in like taking a break, whether you're married or in a relationship. Y'all remember Ludacris, the rapper? He was on a break with his girlfriend or his wife or whatever the fuck it was and had a whole ass baby on her. And she stayed and didn't. The basketball player, what's his name? What's his name? What's his name? You guys know I'm talking about. The guy from the Heat. Dwayne something. I'm not a basketball person. Is it Dwayne? Dwayne and Gabrielle Union. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But he had a baby on her too during their breaks. Yo, there's people in my real life, my personal like circle that I know that they were with significant others and they had a break and the motherfucker had a baby on them. Like, and some of them stayed. I don't know how y'all be doing it, but be fucking for real. Like, no. Like, you need to cut ties. You need to find a lawyer. You give me an STD. She's out here playing with her life. Do you know how many dirty ass motherfuckers are? Listen, this is a celibacy talking. I've been celibate going on 3 years. We are locked in. We are not unlocking this for anyone unless I find my forever. Like, that's the mentality that I have now. You're not about to touch me. But yo, like you really, he said, she put his son's life in danger. That, let's relax because your son has nothing to do with her unless she's breastfeeding. But he said that he was opening up gifts. So I don't think he's like, whatever. She's putting her life at risk playing around 4 people in 2 weeks. That's my mind is just like, holy shit. So my advice, let me wrap this up, is y'all both fucked up. And clearly you're not going to get over it. She's not over from when you did it to her. It's just going to be this really fucking toxic back and forth. Oh, you did this to me and you gave me a STD and well, you cheated on me. Yo, it's 2024. We don't have time for the bullshit. Okay? Cut your fucking losses. Go get a fucking divorce. Like, nah. I know me for myself. I can't get past it. I cannot get past someone who disrespected me. You having sex with other people. You giving me an STD. Stop trying to make shit work just for the fucking kids. Fuck them kids, okay? No, I'm just playing. But so many people stay in relationships because, I just want my family and, we've been together for so long and we've gone through so much. Shut the fuck up. Okay, be fucking for real. Because you staying in a toxic relationship where you guys are living together and y'all are just fighting every single day, you guys are not even speaking to each other, and then your kids feel that negative energy around you, that shit manifests into generational trauma, and that's gonna be passed down to that kid. And then if they don't do the work or they're not able to heal from the shit that you guys are putting on them, fuck that shit. Stop staying together for the motherfucking kids, okay? If the relationship is not working and y'all have not both decided to do the work together to heal from your bullshit, move the fuck on. Move the fuck on. It's 2024. We don't have time for the fucking shenanigans anymore, okay? So, that's my piece of advice on the be fucking for real corner. I like that title. I'm gonna trademark that. Don't you fucking take it. Wow, this episode is going on a lot longer than I anticipated. I gotta go pick up my daughter from school, but I appreciate you guys so much for being here. Thank you for allowing me to feel safe and seen in order for me to release the emotions that I've been holding on to. Let me know, what is your biggest takeaway? Let me know what you guys think about that scenario. Would you stay? Have you forgiven someone who's cheated? Did it work out for you? Why or why not? Again, leave a rating and review, especially on Apple Podcasts. Show your girl some love. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, keep glowing, growing, and thriving. I love you.